And we start in France, where the late South African ambassador Nathi Mthethwa's mortal remains are expected to be repatriated today. Meanwhile, President Cyril Ramaphosa has accorded Mthethwa a special official funeral category 2. And this will take place at the KwaMbonambi in KwaZulu-Natal this Sunday, the 12th of October. Mthethwa died after falling from the 22nd floor of a Paris hotel. Let's cross live now to SABC News Correspondent William Denselow. William, good morning. And of course, yesterday the family of the late ambassador arrived in Paris. There was also a memorial service that was held by staff. But what is the latest from Paris?
That's right. As you mentioned, several more members of the family expected to be arriving in Paris. They'll likely make their way here to the ambassadorial residence behind me. It's an opportunity for the family to gather here in Paris before, of course, the fetching of the spirit, that repatriation process to begin. I've been speaking to the family, saying that they're expected to travel to Charles de Gaulle Airport mid-afternoon here in Paris before a flight at just after 9 p.m. here in Paris and in South Africa to be arriving on Friday. This comes after yesterday here in Paris, in the east of the city, a memorial service was held. It was an opportunity for members of the family, some that had only been in Paris for a few hours, along with friends, as well as some official representation from a few other embassies such as Zambia and Namibia, to pay their respects, to see the coffin draped in the South African flag, to douse it with a little holy water. There were prayers, there was some hymn singing, and an opportunity, of course, for friends and family to pay their respects. We also heard from the late ambassador's son, who thanked people for coming, saying how unified the family was and how much they appreciate the outpouring of support that they've received during this difficult time.
William, has there been any further indications regarding the official investigation by the French authorities, police in particular, into Ambassador Mthethwa's death?
When it comes to this investigation, of course, we discovered in recent days that this team of 5 South African investigators that was really assured over the weekend had been whittled down to just 1. So very much the focus of what the South African investigators would be providing has somewhat changed in the last few days. We understand that that investigator will very much be in a listening brief. That's really been the communication from SAPS. The assignment will be to hear from the French investigators that have been working since day 1 of this tragedy over a week ago, and also an opportunity for the South African officials, police investigators, to ask their own questions directly. So this won't be a formal investigation undertaken by the South African authorities, but an opportunity to hear really directly from French counterparts and to be able to ask them anything that they might still be curious about. Of course, still very much going on that initial report from a week ago that suggested that this could well have been a suicide. According to their preliminary investigations, they say that there was no third-party involvement according to their preliminary findings, and that it seems to have been a preliminary act. But when we got that information a week ago, this was just a preliminary and initial report as their investigation continued.
William, we'll leave it there for now. Thanks so much. SABC News correspondent William Denselow speaking to us from Paris in France. And as William said, around midday is when that repatriation will start, and the former ambassador's remains will be transported to the Charles de Gaulle Airport.